Maruzen is a bookstore chain, and their Nihonbashi location has had a pen fair every March for 11 years. This year's show was from March 4th to 10th. I've been to a couple of them, but I'm not necessarily a big fan. This makes me an incredible heretic in the fountain pen world. They offer expensive special edition pens. We're talking $1,000 and $1,500. And they have major companies come like Cross, Pelican, Platinum, and Pilot, all of which I feel like I can shop for on any given day in Tokyo. I mainly went this year to meet up with some of my Tokyo friends. We were going to go to the Maruzen show and then afterwards go to the Pilot repair shop. Though I didn't take much video, I did lug my camera around and had decided later not to make a video about this show. It happened before Tokyo had their state of emergency, and they did cancel all their classes, but they still held the show. Now that I'm stuck at home, and I miss my pen friends, and I miss all the different stationery stores here in Tokyo, I decided to make this video after all. So this video is about the fun day we had going to the Maruzen Pen Show, the Pilot Repair Shop, and one other stationery store. The pen fair is held in their basement stationery area, where there's also a fountain pen section. It's pretty cool as you're riding the escalator down. They've got these large posters with all their special items and special pens. Even without the pen fair going on, the Maruzen stationery section and fountain pen section is usually pretty extensive and fun to check out. The stationery section carries diaries and journals, cards and stationery, and of course during March they were pushing the Sakura or cherry blossom stationery. This is their pen area and it's their day-to-day normal stock. Maruzen carries all the major Japanese brands and quite a few Western brands. They also have a large bottled ink area. This is the ink they carry day to day, not the special edition inks for this fair. Their showroom is large and beautifully lit. It has an extensive Mont Blanc collection and of course an extensive selection of Japanese brand pens. This area was mainly for their special edition pens and the companies that they had come in for the fair. Along this wall were the special edition inks for the fair. Maruzen has an interesting concept in that they have like 3 inks for that year's fair, but they not only sell those inks, but also all the past fair special edition inks. They reissue those inks. Typically these inks sell out in a few hours, but with the reduced attendance because of COVID, there was still plenty left at the end of the day. An interesting thing that Mirai Cat pointed out was the Hexagonal Label was this year's ink releases and the Rectangular Label was previous fair releases. This was a very popular ink. It's Nihonbashi Ginkan. It's a chromo shading ink that comes in their vase bottle, and it acts much like 123 or Sailor Haha. It was one of the first inks to sell out. This is Nihonbashi Sakura, and it's one of those really thin, light inks. Nihonbashi is a reoccurring theme in all the names of the ink since this is the Maruzen at Nihonbashi. And this is Nihonbashi 1870, a prior released ink. All of their specialty inks for this fair come in this vase bottle. And this is Pilot's Blue Black, released in their retro packaging. Remember all the special edition pens I had talked about earlier? These were all pre-ordered and they were not available for sale, and many of their special editions were sold out. One of the advantages of this fair is they usually bring a larger selection of nakayas. So the fair is nice to go to see these beautiful nakayas. Another popular reason to come to this fair is the showcase of Ohashidos. The pens are unique creations of Mr. Uehara. I don't know much about this company, so I'll link you to a blog post from Cronicas Estilograficas. Ohashido is a pre-war company that is now run by Mr. Uehara, and he makes these interesting pens like that big fat one there in the corner. Mr. Uehara uses this foot-pedaled traditional lathe. He wasn't using it when we were there, but it was pretty cool to look at. For me, it's small companies like this that make pen fairs interesting to go to. And another small company is Eboya. They come every year with their beautiful selection of Nikko made in Japan ebonite. They also have a store here in Tokyo. Another part of the fair was a really nice collection of fountain pen books and magazines. There was Pen Brand magazine and Mannen Hitsuto Inku Nyumon, which is basically a fountain pen and ink primer. They also had the current and back volumes of the magazine Shumi no Bungubako. I don't know of any other event that would have all those books and magazines about fountain pens, ink, and writing all in one place. They had a separate counter where they sold their Maruzen Fair special edition products. This included last year's special edition pen and some other notepads and pen sets. I like this pad holder because it shows the Japanese attention to detail with stationery products. There's a divot in the tray on the top, side, and bottom so you can put the pad in and take it out easily. The pad's pretty cool. It has dragons on it and it's only 140 yen. The paper is, of course, fountain pen friendly, and there's a groove on the side to put your fountain pen in, and the divots make it easy to pull the pen out. One of the best reasons to go to the Maruzen Pen Fair is that the pen doctor shows up there. The pen doctor is Miss Kyoko Shishikura, and she conducts pen clinics at different pen shows, pen fairs, and department stores all over the country. She has her own line of inks under the Sunrise Trading Company label. For the Maruzen Pen Fair, she brought her special line of 3 different color Sakura themed inks. This one is Usuzumi Sakura, or light ink cherry blossom. And this shimmering ink is Towazakura, or eternal cherry blossom. She also puts out her own line of special edition sailor pens. Lately, they've been a lot of sparkly pens. The one on the left is Moonlit Sakura, and the one on the right is called The Universe. Since she doesn't have her own store, you have to keep track of her schedule to see where she'll be showing next. She's really friendly and, of course, very knowledgeable, and her pens are very popular. After we finished at the Maruzen Pen Show, Mirai Cat, Bruno Ta, and I went to the pilot offices to their repair shop. Mirai Cat had some vintage capless pens that she wanted to see if they could fix. We checked in at their downstairs reception area, which had a really interesting display of different kinds of pilot pens. The whole office area kind of had a hushed quality to it, and almost like it was a museum. We spent a couple minutes gawking at the beautiful pens, and then were ushered upstairs into a private room. The pilot repairman allowed me to film, as long as I didn't film his face nor their catalog. Mirai Cat's capless pens were really old, and he did not have the parts to be able to fix her pens. She asked him where she might be able to get the pens fixed since he couldn't do it, and it was pretty cool. He was like, "I'm the expert. I can't do it. It really can't be done." He did fix the clicker part of one of her pens that was sticking by replacing the spring, and he did this free of charge. It was so interesting talking to a man that was so experienced in Pilot pens and knew so much about them. As we left, we passed by these cool empty Iroshizuku bottles that were filled with like dried flowers or something. It looked like it was somebody's hobby. And this last bit is a little bit of an inside tip. We were on our way to the subway station when we passed Moriichi. Moriichi is a stationery store, but not a very well-known one. It carries the usual assortment of stationery, book bags, and pens. That's the fountain pen section down there. But as it's not as popular as, say, like Itoya, a lot of people forget about it when they're searching out like special edition inks. That was the Edo series of Iroshizuku inks that you really can't find anyplace else now. Also, if there's an increase in price in a particular model of pen, many times they'll have that pen with the old sticker price and will sell you that pen at that price. So even though they may not be as glamorous as their cousins like Itoya or Shosai-kan, they're a good place to check out if you're trying to find something that is now out of stock in the other stores. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little pen outing. Hopefully we can get past this COVID thing and get back out there and check out more pens and ink for you. Next week's video is going to be about an Argentium silver nibbed pen. I've never seen one like that.